What's going on, everyone? This is Julian, and I hope all of you have been doing well. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at a very strong team in the Evolution Cup. But before I get to the video, I want to say apologies that it's been quite a while since I last posted a video. I've been a little bit busy here on my end. But here I am, we're back, and today is actually the Lunar New Year. So wanted to wish all of you a very happy Lunar New Year to all of you who celebrate it. I hope you and your families are all going to be having a fantastic year up ahead. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the team. So this is the Year of the Dragon, 2024. So what better way to showcase the Lunar New Year of the Dragon by having a double dragon team. And here we have a double dragon team with Vigoroth in the front. So let me talk a little bit about the team and how it works. So Vigoroth is in the lead. You'll see Vigoroth a lot in this cup. This is a tried and true Pokemon basically in the Open Great League as well as in limited meta formats, which Vigoroth is actually great at. And then we'll have two dragons in the back, the first being Dragonair, and the second one is the Zweilous. And again, the reason why this is the Evolution Cup is because all of these Pokemon are the second evolution stage of their respective evolution lines. So, for example, if you have like a Charizard line, the second stage is the Charmeleon, so the Charmeleon will actually be the only eligible Pokemon you can use in this cup. So that's going to be how the format works. It is in the Great League format, which is 1500 CP or lower. And this is a very solid team in my opinion. Not a lot of Pokemon do resist the Dragon type. The only two types that do are Steel and the Fairy type. So you will encounter some of those for sure. Definitely there are some people running some Steel types and some Fairy types. But other than that though, the Dragon type has very good neutral or super effective damage across most everything else here in the meta. So definitely a very strong pick in my opinion to run a Dragon type. At least one. But this is the team, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to shoutcast the rest of the battles here. I was able to get a 4-1 in this set that I was on running at the time. So let's go ahead and take a look at these battles here. So we're almost done here with the first battle, and we are up against a Vigoroth, which is actually not that good for the Zweilous because of its dark subtyping, which the counter from the Vigoroth will do super effective damage against. So I do have to shield this Body Slam here from the Vigoroth, and I am going to attempt to make a catch here on their next Body Slam, and I'm able to successfully make the catch onto my own Vigoroth. So this catch will basically allow me to win the game, and I am going to let the Vigoroth go. Of course, I have no shields at this point. And I am going to build up to Dark Pulse and throw it, just because I was afraid that the Body Slam would not be enough to KO from that range. So just to be safe, I wanted to build up to the Dark Pulse and fire it off against the opposing Vigoroth to take it out. And the Charjabug comes in and is barely not able to get to the Volt Switch that would KO my Zweilous. So I'm able to farm it down with Dragon Breath just before that. So that's going to be a great game. Very well played to my opponent. And you definitely love to see that. So this is a great team once again, and pretty much good against almost everything. But of course, there are a couple of very tricky Pokemon that you will need to kind of maneuver your way around, and I'll be explaining that once I do encounter those Pokemon here in this video. So in the next battle here, we have Vigoroth up against a Dragonair from the opposing side. So this is a pretty neutral matchup. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be staying in this matchup to start, and I'm going to be firing off the Body Slam, but I do fire it off on the CMP type, which I don't win on the Dragonair, and they're going to go for a Body Slam. That's fine, I can tank this damage no problem, and I'm going to return fire with a Body Slam of my own. So this will be doing some pretty nice neutral damage here, and then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to then pivot into my own Dragonair, and I'm going to be able to Dragon Breath down. So this way I do have some stored energy against whatever they have in the back. And now the opponent comes in with a Charjabug. So this might be telling me that there is something in the back that is potentially weak to a Dragon type. So what that means is they don't really have a direct response here against the Dragonair. So I'm going to go ahead and let this move go. It is going to be an X-Scissor, which does do neutral damage against this Dragonair. And it comes very close to taking me out. And I'm going to be able to get to a Body Slam just before I go down. But from this range, the Body Slam will not be enough to KO. In hindsight, I could have thrown an Aqua Tail to there, but that's okay. So I'm going to be waiting my timer, and I am going to come in with the Zweilous. Now, the thing I did not consider here is that the Charge-a-Bug did have a move, so I do have to start shielding this. And this is not the greatest for me to go down the shield, and there is still one more Pokemon in the back. And they do have a Vigoroth of their own in the back, which is not that great for me. So, so this is going to be very, very tough for me to climb out of here because the opponent does have a shield advantage and also a significant health advantage here. So I do have to let this move go because the Vigoroth does have too much energy here at this point, and I will have to let this move go. And I do decide to pivot into my own Vigoroth here. But unfortunately at this range, my Vigoroth is at a very significant health disadvantage and also energy disadvantage as well. So I am going to be able to reach a Body Slam here, but the opponent unfortunately does still have a shield remaining, and at this point they are pretty much almost at a move, and from this range I will not be able to reach a move against the Vigoroth. So unfortunately, my Zweilous did not have a move, and they still had another Pokemon in the back, and the Vigoroth is able to take me out with a Body Slam of their own. So that's going to be a good game. Very well played. Definitely could have been played differently there, but that's okay. You can't win all of the battles, but that's totally fine. We're going to be transitioning here into the next battle. So this is battle number 3 of this set. And I was able to get a 4-1 in this set, just so you guys know. Hopping into the next battle here, this is the lead that is going to be very tricky here. It's a Togetic. So the Togetic is very unique here in the fact that it resists the counters here from the Vigoroth, while also being a great counter to my Dragon types in the back. So I do have to stay in here with the Vigoroth up against the Togetic because I can threaten the Togetic with a Rock Slide. Now I did go for a Body Slam bait, and they called the bait, which is not that good for me. But the thing is though, the Togetic did not build up to a potential Dazzling Gleam. They only built up to either an Aerial Ace or an Ancient Power, and in this case they fired off the Ancient Power. So that's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and fire off a Body Slam. Now again, I built up to the Rock Slide, and I'm just able to fire off the Body Slam. So I do fire off yet another Body Slam here, and this looked like it was a Charge Attack Priority, or CAP for short. This is not enough to KO, but that's totally okay. At this point, I'm okay with letting the Vigoroth go, because I'm reading that there is something in the back that does not want to see a Dragon type. So I'm going to go ahead and come in with my Dragonair here and farm down. Now the opponent is waiting out their switch clock, and they are going to come in with a Golbat. So this is a pretty neutral matchup here overall for the Dragonair. I would have actually liked to align this Pokemon with my Zweilous, but that's totally okay. I can still do alright here in this case. And I am able to fire off a Body Slam, getting some nice chip damage, so I'm okay with letting this move go. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just let the Poison Fang go through, and I'm going to build up to a Body Slam here, and I'm going to bring in my Zweilous, and I end up catching a move. So this is going to be another Poison Fang here from the Golbat, and we'll have to see what the opponent wants to do. So they do come in with a Vigoroth, which is what I needed to bait out here. And I'm going to be able to get off a Body Slam here just in time here up against this Vigoroth. This is doing some nice damage here to the Vigoroth, which is great. And now I'm going to have to leave it up to Dragonair to take out the rest of their team. So I am starting to get pretty low. I do need to start shielding the Dragonair here. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to wait for the Vigoroth to throw one counter, and then I am going to throw off my move. That way, the Vigoroth does not get in any free energy here from their counters. So, and at this point, the Vigoroth is at another Body Slam. So I am going to start shielding my Dragonair yet again, and I'm going to look for the Dragon Breath down here up against the Vigoroth. And I'm running very low, but luckily for me, on 1 HP in a Dream, I'm able to reach a Body Slam, and a Body Slam from this range is easily going to be enough to knock out the Golbat. So came very, very close, down to the wire, but that is a great game. Very well played to my opponent there. So you'll definitely have some challenging leads, especially, as I mentioned, the Togetic. It's like a biggest core breaker for this team, but as you can see, you can definitely work your way around it because the Vigoroth will be a little bit more than enough to handle the Togetic. So as long as you play that matchup correctly. Hopping into the next battle here, we have Vigoroth up against another Dragonair. So I'm going to be playing this the same way. I'm going to be staying in this lead to start, and I'm going to fire 6 counters and then the Body Slam here, just so I'm always ahead on energy. You do want to consistently over farm, just so you have a move to threaten whatever the opponent will want to do in the back. So whether they want to stay in or whether they swap out, you'll be at least one counter ahead. So again, I'm going to now pivot into Dragonair, but this time the opponent also makes a swap and they swap into their own Vigoroth. So this is fine. I'm going to go ahead and stay in here and tank this Body Slam, no problem. So the Body Slam will get me into the yellow, and I am going to wait for them to throw 3 counters here, and I'm going to fire off a Body Slam of my own. So this will be doing some nice damage here against the Vigoroth, or get a shield, which is actually good for me. And they are going to try to counter me down, but they cannot, and they are forced to either let their Vigoroth go or give me their shield. So they are going to give me both shields, which is great. So I actually do need to come into my own Vigoroth here. I do sneak a counter through, which is nice. And I do need to give up a shield because my Zweilous does not want to have anything to deal with that Vigoroth in the back. And I'm going to go ahead and fire off a Body Slam of my own. This is going to be the CMP tie, or CAP tie rather. And that will be enough to knock out their Vigoroth. And I do happen to win the CMP tie here. So I'm now going to come in with my Zweilous and get some farm. They do send in the Dragonair once again. And the last Pokemon that they have is a Charjabug. And so this is actually good. I am up energy, which is actually helpful for me here. I do have to be careful of the X-Scissor. And I do also know that Charjabug is fairly bulky. They are able to tank that Dark Pulse okay. And I'm going to have to shield this move. So it's going to be very close. I know that the Charjabug can throw at least one more Volt Switch and then reach their next X-Scissor right here. So they are able to reach their next X-Scissor. And at this point, this is going to be enough to knock me out. So this is going to be up to Vigoroth and its counter damage. So I am able to counter it down just before the next Volt Switch comes through. And that's going to be a great game. Very well played to my opponent. So a lot of very close games here, but like I said, this team is so much fun. And what better way to celebrate the Lunar New Year than to have 2 Dragon types in the back. So these are 2 very good Dragon types, especially the Dragonair in the Open Great League. Zweilous has kind of fallen out a little bit, but is still pretty decent in the limited metas. So hopping into the final battle here of the set, we have Vigoroth against a Shadow Dragonair. So again, I'm going to play it the same way as I did with the other Dragonair matchups here. I'm going to go ahead and throw right here on 6 counters, and again it was on a CMP tie. But of course with the Shadow Body Slam here from the Dragonair, it is going to get me deeper into the red. So this is okay. I am going to be able to fire off a Body Slam here against the Dragonair, and they do let it go, which is great. And again, same thing here. I am going to Dragon Breath down the opposing Shadow Dragonair. So the opponent now comes in with Vigoroth, which is good for me. The Zweilous did not want to see this at all, as I mentioned before. Zweilous does take super effective damage from the counters, so this is perfect that I am seeing the Vigoroth here in this matchup. So the Vigoroth here is going to go for a Body Slam of their own, and I do decide to shield here. Just wanted to preserve health and see what they wanted to do. And I'm going to actually play this in the ones, and I do happen to win this CMP tie, which is great. So I am going to be able to fire off this Body Slam, and if the opponent wants to save their Vigoroth, they're going to have to give me a shield, which they do here. It is a visual glitch, which you see right there, but that's okay. At this point, I am going to be letting the Dragonair go, and I'm going to now come in with the Zweilous here. That's alright. I'll be taking 3 counters worth of damage, but that's fine. I do want a good energy lead against whatever they have in the pack, and it's a Golbat. So this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and go straight for the Dark Pulse right here. This is a CMP tie, so I am going to go ahead and tank this Poison Fang, and then I'm going to fire off a Dark Pulse right here. So the opponent does have a decision to make whether to call the Body Slam bait or just get hit with a Dark Pulse. And they get hit with a Dark Pulse, so this is fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and pivot into my Vigoroth here, and I'm going to force them to give me their last shield. So this is going to be a pretty good situation here for me. Although the unfortunate thing is I do give the Golbat some more farm, but that's fine. I am going to go ahead and come in with my Zweilous, and I also know that the Golbat is not yet at a move, so this is an easy shield for me, and I'm just going to go ahead and Dragon Breath down the remainder of this Golbat. So it's going to be a great game. Very well played to my opponent. So that was the set, and those were the battles here for this team. Let me know what you guys think about this team and this Evolution Cup. If you guys enjoyed these battles and this content, please feel free to give this video a like and thumbs up. Any support would be very helpful to the channel. And also, if you guys wanted to stay up to date to any future videos that I will have coming out, please go ahead and hit that notification bell so you'll stay up to date with whatever videos I have up next. So that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.